In this video, we'll be going over Forms Designer invoices, how to add a page number, how to format your check stub, and how to preview and print the form. First, we're going to go over how to add a page number to a form. We'll go to Setup, Forms Designer, Invoice Forms Designer. We need to open up a form that we want to make a change to, so we'll go to File, Open, and I will use the system default in this example, and Open. Currently, this form does not have page numbers on it. If you would like to add a page number to the form, at the top toolbar under the word window, you'll see a little piece of paper with like a blue circle, and this says page information if you hover over it. If you click this and then you decide to take your mouse down to the bottom or onto the form, you can add a page number at the bottom, you can add a page number in the middle. It is completely up to the user. So for this example, I will add a page number down to the bottom of the form. And this is my page number box. If I want to customize how my page number is displayed, if I click this arrow inside the box, it gives me page information tasks. If I want my page number information to not display one of one, I can drop down this arrow here and just choose page number, which then it will show one page. If I want it to actually choose today's date and time to indicate when this invoice was printed, I can choose current date and time, and that will display at the bottom. If I want my starting page number to be different, it does not necessarily need to be 1, and maybe I want it to start off at 100. It's completely up to the user. You can change the starting number page. If I also want to change the format of how this information is displayed, so for instance, the date is here, I can choose these 3 buttons here. I can go to time and date, and I can change, date and time, and I can change the way that the date is actually displayed. I will not do it for this purpose. I would say normally people choose the normal font that is on there or the normal number options, which is this one right here. So for this example, I will keep it at 1 of 1. Now when you go to print your form, your page will display the 1 of 1. We can look at that here under the preview, which is showing 1 of 1 pages. Another way you can change the page appearance options, we'll go back to the designer. If I click here, which is my page number, on the right-hand side, it has my properties over here, and underneath my properties, I have page information, which was the same options that we were just currently looking at, and you can change those options on this side. Your starting number, you can also do the same on this option on the right-hand side. I personally find it easier if you just use the little, as I call it, a caret or arrow, to then choose your options here. Now we will go over how you are going to format your form. We are still in the system default. If I want to align any of my boxes to be to the left, to the right, or to the center, I can highlight a group of boxes or just an individual. So to highlight the group, I'm going to click my mouse and drag up, and this is going to format all of these options here. If I go to Format, Justify, and I can choose my left, my center, my right, or justify. So for this example, we're going to move everything to the center, and all of my information is now in the center of the box. If I wanted it to be the right, I'll go to Format, Justify, and Right, and everything is now to the right. If I want everything back to the left, I will go to Format, Justify, and Left. So everything is back the way it was when we first started this invoice forms. If I'm creating a custom invoice and I accidentally grab this and move it to the wrong area, and I move it over here, or I move it down here, it's just not aligned with what I need it to be aligned with, I can highlight this section here, and up here I can do a left adjustment, and you see how everything moved over just a slight bit. If I needed to do a center adjustment, I can choose the center adjustment and an alignment, excuse me, and on the right-hand side, if I need to do a right-hand alignment, I can align everything to the right. So everything is now in one alignment. I am going to show that one more time. So down here, if I had my billing, city, state, and zip, and I accidentally moved it like that because I grabbed the wrong thing. If I highlight this group and I left align it, everything is now aligned again. Like I said before, that is also the same with the center and the right alignment. You can also align fields for an upward alignment, a downward alignment, or a middle alignment. So for this example, I'm going to highlight this group of information right here. If I need to align them to go to the top, I would click this one here, which it did, you see it did bring those up closer to the top. If I needed to go back down to the middle, I would click this one here, which they all slightly move back down to the middle. And if I need them to go to the bottom alignment, it will slightly go all the way down to the bottom alignment. Another way to format your invoice is under the ship to, we have our customer name that's a little bit longer. We have our shipping address, which is a little bit shorter, our shipping address line 2, which is a little bit longer, and our shipping city, state, and zip that's a little bit shorter. If I need all of these boxes to be the same height and width, if I click here in the white space and then drag up so I can cover all of the boxes, at the top, this one right here will change the width so they're all the same width. And then if I click this one here, this is going to make all of them the same height. So now this is one cohesive space. Once I have made all of my edits and changes to the invoice, I can preview it before I actually use an invoice in print. So at the bottom part of the toolbar here in the Invoice Forms Designer, you have a preview button. This here is going to preview how my information is displayed. Before I actually make my first print of my custom invoice, I can preview it here. If I need to make any modified changes, I can. So I can see my line right up here is way too tall. There is some space in between. So I can go back to the designer. I can take that line back down. I can go back to my preview down at the bottom and then see that I have fixed that. In this video, we did review how to go ahead and add a page number to your form, how to format your form so things are better aligned, and how to preview your form before you print it. If you're going to use our system default form, you can set your printer up to go ahead and print that form that you desire. So if you go into File, Preferences, Customer Invoices, scroll down, Printing Invoices, and you would either need to set this for the database or you would set it per application. So for this example, we'll just go to the Database tab, and I will be using my system default for my form that I'm going to use for my invoices. If I have a specific printer that I'd like to use for that, I can choose that, or I can choose a PDF for this example. And then I can tell it how many numbers of copies that I want to print at one given time. Once you save this and you actually go into a customer invoice, everybody at the database level will be printing a system default to a PDF and making one copy. In this video, we did review how to align our form, how to format the form. In this video, we reviewed how to add a page number to the form, how to format the form, and how to preview and print the form.